Hey guys, and welcome to the Crypto Wave podcast, where we keep you up to date on the latest news, trends, and people that are making waves in crypto. I'm Jennifer from Space Coast Crypto Consulting, and joining me here today are my co-hosts Jesse and Joey.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Hey, how's
So what do we got,
doing?
Jennifer? Let's go. Let's roll.
Well, we took a week off last week, and a lot of things happened during that time. I'd say the overall sentiment of the crypto market is... well, for me, still pretty bullish, although looking at the fear and greed index, we are feeling a little bit of fear. Bitcoin has lost some of its dominance, which traditionally indicates some time for a lot of the altcoins to start pumping.
I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with some of that upcoming news from a few weeks ago with the infrastructure deal. People are a little unsettled with that.
Yeah, I mean, it all is compounding, cumulative effect, definitely. But if you think about it, from where we were even a month ago, Bitcoin hovering around $58,000 really is still very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
no, it's been on a tear, and it slows down, but it's not like it's losing value.
No, and you're right. It's been
up like thousands of percent.
several months of just pumping and up and to the right.
Right.
It's
So
gotta
after
take a
it being
break.
68, after it being 62, 63, 64, 58 as a buy, you go, oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, it's for sale.
It's for sale.
It's Black Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. How many are you buying on Friday?
Bitcoin?
Yeah, how many?
Oh, 0.00000048.
For
Are they? I hope they're going to be on sale. Buy one get one free.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure.
That'd be magical.
Yeah, 11 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
No, for Black Friday, I would like them to be double price.
Well, maybe with
Because
people.
that means that my wallet would be
well, maybe with the
doubly
weekend.
expanded.
Yeah, maybe with the holiday weekend, people are home. They're going to be spending a little bit more time looking at things and.
Not for nothing. We always encourage, by the way, that all of you, thanks so much for tuning in.
That's right.
And once again, if you haven't liked and subscribed the YouTube channel, click the bell for all the notifications. And especially, if you're watching on Facebook, we do go live to Facebook, so you could actually interact with us. Now, if you are watching this after the fact, it's always okay to share any of our episodes. If it's relevant and you want to share it to people and help them understand what blockchain, crypto, or any of the other topics that we have shared, then do that. And Thanksgiving is a time when people are going to get around their families and friends. And what have you been doing? Well, I got a Cyberpunk, or I got, a Bored Ape. What's that? And then the conversations start, Ethereum, what is that? Bitcoin, so share with your family throughout this holiday season. And, maybe give crypto as a gift.
That's
okay.
crypto.
That is okay.
Give the
Yes.
gift of crypto.
Yeah, why not?
I could argue that
It's not the
there's-
Jelly of the Month Club, but it'll work.
Well, who wants a Jelly of the Month Club?
Well,
I think there's
didn't
no
Clark Griswold get the Jelly of the
There's-
Month Club?
Yeah, and
there's
he
no
wasn't
better
thrilled.
gift than crypto, right? I mean, it's the gift that keeps on growing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Instead of spending your money on, frivolous things that you don't need.
Come on. The G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip is not frivolous. That's a gift that's always going to be memorable for some.
And if you had one minted, still in its original packaging, it'd be probably worth at least a half a
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
think about that.
But yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in, and share this show, because we really try to enable everybody to be part of this growing phenomena. Right. I think a lot of people, even if you just heard of maybe just the bigger guys like a Shibu or a Bitcoin, one of the ones that people are kind of talking about, then certainly it may already be familiar. I mean, it's mainstream. We have people like Matt Damon endorsing it. We have people
Doogie Howser.
We have mayors competing about accepting Bitcoin as their primary way of getting compensated. So it's in the news. It's in the vernacular. People are talking about it, and not for nothing. The next couple of days, this whole holiday weekend, you're going to be surrounded by people that may not have a clue, and you'll be the one to show them.
Pretty much every week the Barron's report, but that's not a Main Street paper. But the New York Post, for my New York buddies, the New York Post had a whole story today on NFTs. An interesting article about the NFTs. So New York Post is covering it pretty extensively. Every day there's a few articles here and there scattered about because it's being talked about. We've talked about it. Yeah.
It's not like front page of Wall Street Journal yet all the time.
No.
But soon probably will be.
But
well, I've got some front page news for
Good.
you guys
Go.
this week.
Okay.
So some very exciting news.
Tell us.
President of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele. I'm getting so good at saying his
You are.
name.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
It's like you're El Salvadorian.
Yeah, you got to roll the tongue when you say that, though.
So he has announced earlier this week that they will be building the world's first Bitcoin city.
Explain
about
that.
that. Yeah.
Explain that.
I need to know
I mean,
more.
So
are you building
this-
it with brick? I mean,
so
it takes the
this
Italians
city-
right out of it.
This city is going to be built at the bottom of this of their volcano. So they're going to be using volcanic energy to actively power the city. So what makes it a Bitcoin city? Well, they're going to be building it with Bitcoin bonds. They're going to be using these bonds. What makes a bond a Bitcoin bond? It's backed by Bitcoin. So they're going to be raising $1 billion. They're going to be purchasing $500 million of Bitcoin. So the president will be purchasing all of this Bitcoin.
Wow.
And then the other $500 million they're going to be using for infrastructure and building. So now another thing that's really cool about this city is that it's going to be circular, and it is, from the aerial view, going to look like a Bitcoin. Like there's going to be the Bitcoin
Like
symbol
the icon?
in the middle. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so these bonds are going to be sold to investors, and they're going to be paying out a 6.5% yield, so a very attractive interest rate.
Certainly.
And these are 10-year bonds, and after 5 years, they are going to start to sell off some of these bonds so that they can pay out dividends to their investors.
Wow. I wonder what the initial buy-in's going to be.
Is that
Or, if you're going to be able to use cash, or you're going to only be able to use crypto.
I would think maybe crypto. Don't you?
Well, you could
back it with
probably,
that
no, they're
cash
probably
to-
taking it in fiat and then using that fiat to purchase crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, I find it interesting that it's at the bottom of this volcano. Like, what if
Well, not
volcano?
not the very bottom of the inside of the volcano. It's
Well, yeah,
it's on
but
the
still.
it's on the valley of the downslope.
If the volcano erupts.
But didn't we talk about that from way in the beginning? We talked
Jimmy
about
Buffett's
that.
saying about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, we talked about that from the beginning, though, about the volcano and the energy source and all that other mumbo jumbo. But I don't know. It's a third world nation. We talked about this during the pre-show. We should share this a little bit. How does this country, El Salvador, that all of a sudden becoming this, would you call it the epicenter?
Yeah, well,
they're almost an epicenter of building a city, right?
Let's take a step back here from
Let's
when
take a
we
step
started the show. All right, so back in June is when they announced, or when they proposed Bitcoin as legal tender. So let's look at what this president has done, and in such a short amount of time. So in June, they announced that they were going to be proposing this into legislation. By September, it had passed as legal tender. So now they have half of their population has already downloaded this Chivo wallet in such a short amount of time. They have 200 Bitcoin ATMs, and I mean, he is just saying things and he's executing. But it's very interesting because this is a third world country. I mean, now they have the central banks and on their back, they have a little bit of a tiff going on between them because he's pretty much going against what they want him to do. And
Sure. He'll be dead.
Stop it.
I don't know. I just find it like he's such a Bitcoiner, right? But
What's in it for him?
well, and like it kind of is just not really Bitcoiny, right? To be like so for the government and like building up this government. I don't know. There's just something odd about it. Just how quickly that it is moving, and then doesn't the country, like being a third world country, like have some other things to worry about?
Like
just being
like feeding the people and putting
Yeah.
shoes on them so they're not crossing our border.
I
Give them health care and
I would be more concerned that not everybody can participate. Like, is it very equitable? Meaning the little village that's by the volcano who doesn't have the internet, they're going to see all this infrastructure come. Are they going to get the jobs? Or are they just going to have the big trucks going through their little village? Or are they going to be, is it going to be like some kind of, something where they are maybe pushed out of, where they're living? Are they going to continue to have riparian rights? Meaning, are they going to have access to their water that feeds their crops? Or is that going to be redirected to some kind of dam that also generates power? Like, you know, you have to think of all these small individuals who aren't going to be able to participate because maybe they don't have a skill set to build a road or a building or a bridge or whatever.
Well, it's definitely going to incentivize growth, and there are people going to be moving there. So another incentive in this city, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but they are going to be having some tax implications for living there. So some really great benefits like zero capital gains. I mean, there's an incentive right there.
But can we go back?
Zero property tax.
Let's go back a second, because Jesse, and I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to be, but a lot of those folks that have been crossing over our border, how many of them are coming from El Salvador that are being pushed out of the country, perhaps? We don't know that.
No, we don't.
We don't know that because they're all coming, they're crossing over the border, the El Salvadorians, because they've been here. It's not just...
Well, it's a mixture. You have Hondurans, you have Guatemalans, you have a lot of people escaping, you know, injustice. You know, a lot of crime and you know, gangs and other things.
Yeah, but those gangs come here. That El Salvadoran gang.
Listen, and I can't speculate on that.
No,
I don't.
Just curious.
I don't take everybody's idea at the border.
No, I know. I'm just following through on your question.
But they're going. Well, I'm more concerned about the people who are there, who are boots on the ground, who already have. You know, they're the village mayor. And now they got, you know, these big trucks coming in with, you know, building big hotels, resorts, or whatever this, you know, Bitcoin city is going to look like. Are they going? You know, is it going to be equitable for them? Meaning, are they going to get a piece of that action?
He's the mayor in a third world nation. I'm sure he's got some action going on.
You don't know. You know, it's really hard to tell. You know, so we can only speculate.
Well, it's definitely like going to incentivize growth. It's going, but I mean, also another factor to look at is we are in this bull market right now. Everything's happy. Everything's great. Everybody's like making money. You can pretty much throw a dart at this crypto board and pick any crypto right now and 10x your money.
Right.
And so how is it going to look in a bear market? You know, what if history repeats itself and we lose 70, 80, 90% of the value? How is everything going to look then?
You buy on the dip.
Yeah.
But I mean, for these El Salvadorians who are now accumulating and feeling the benefits of having this increase in value and then experiencing a bear market, it could be very detrimental and definitely change the tone and the feel of everything. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, especially because it's such a new technology. And like I said, you know, does everybody even have a cell phone? Do they have you know, even though, you know, 200 ATM sounds like a lot, but in a country, it's probably only around some of the bigger towns and villages. I'm not sure if El Salvador has like a big city center.
I don't know. That's a good question for our audience, if anybody knows.
Yeah, and I mean, but again, what happens to these the small communities again that don't have a cell phone tower nearby? They don't have cell phones. They can't actively trade. They're not going to know what a difference between a bull or a bear market is. They're going to know that they have this preloaded thing and they have to go to some big city in order to spend it. And when they spend it, they're probably just going to enjoy the same comforts that they always enjoy. New pair of shoes and maybe some bread, you know, and some butter for home. And you know, I don't know. I only speculate. But I guarantee not everybody is really going to be feeling like, you know, I mean, they're already getting a little bit of something that they didn't have before. So if you take it away, do they really miss something that they don't know they had or were able to use and how to use it?
I'd like to see it. This is a good test. Like Jennifer said, in 2 or 3 years, let's see if there's a change in their quality of life.
Absolutely. So if there's a big, you know, international city now built on Bitcoin bonds, and it attracts, you know, investors from America and Mexico and Brazil and other, you know, bigger regions. And you start seeing these investors come in to there to help get those items done. You know, you're going to need contractors that are going to come in from probably different countries. The bridge builders maybe are going to come from America or China or Mexico and some other bigger, first world countries, where they have the engineering, they have the techniques, they have the ability to transport the hard, you know, raw materials to El Salvador to build all this stuff.
So another thing worth noting, that these metrics that they have used to calculate these bonds and like come up with their future projections, So through Bitfinex Securities is who is kind of actively helping to propose these Bitcoin bonds and their specifications.
What's that company again, Jennifer?
Bitfinex.
Bitfinex?
Yeah, Bitfinex Securities. And so
sounds like a nasal spray.
Their numbers are all based on projecting the price of Bitcoin to be at $1 million in the next 5 to 10 years too.
See, so 58 is a bargain.
Yeah.
Listen, right now with everybody else speculating that's going to be at least 100,000 by 22 sometime. Nobody thought it was going to be 50,000. Nobody thought it was going to be 60,000. We almost got to 70,000.
We did.
Well.
But don't take us for financial advice. This is just for entertainment.
Thank you for finally disclosing that. We usually do that in the first 5 minutes. It's only 18 minutes, and we have yet to say, don't listen to a word we're talking about. But although the bond at 6% does sound attractive. Mm-hmm. That's beating most markets. Yeah. That's about as in line as you can get with real estate appreciation and other assets that, not for nothing, have proven to create wealth, and legacy of wealth.
So
I think
we should buy into this city.
If they build a condo, I may get
You're
one.
In.
I mean,
you're in. See,
yeah.
we have
overlooking looking at the base of the volcano.
We have 2 new citizens there now.
Well, I don't know.
And this is
I don't know if I'm a citizen.
The Republic of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I want to move there just for the tax implications, right?
Right.
Yeah. There we go.
Can you speak the language?
Sí.
It's going to be a language barrier.
No, yo hablo español.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going to be easy.
Yeah, you speak Spanish?
They're going to speak it. Yeah, sí, un poquito. ¿Dónde está Miami?
Yeah, I know. I know cervezos and where's the bathroom?
All right, so let's get into a little bit of.
Okay.
We're just going to quickly breeze through.
Right. Jennifer has an agenda.
So. Some political news. Okay. So Hillary Clinton says cryptocurrencies has the potential to undermine currencies and threaten the dollar status as the U.S. Reserve and destabilize nations. So Hillary is worried about destabilizing nations. How about destabilizing the deep state?
She should worry about wearing an orange jumpsuit.
Okay, on other political news.
Good. I'm glad we went through that.
We went right through that one. She doesn't want us touching that
here's the thing. That's exactly what a globalist would say.
Yes, of course.
They want the central banks to rule it all.
Yeah.
Right.
The IRS with this infrastructure bill is doubling their
80,000.
Yeah, they're doubling their workforce to audit, and we've gone over this. But I just saw another article where they've already captured like $3.5 billion of crypto this year alone through illegal activities, whatever that means. They're really just trying to get ahead of this big surge of people making money in a tax-free economy where they can't really keep track of it. Because the only time that taxable gain is even seen is when you turn it to fiat. But if you can buy a yacht in Taiwan or Hong Kong where they have some beautiful shipbuilders, and you pay for that with Bitcoin, it never becomes fiat. So the central banks don't see any of it, and whatever regulatory kind of equivalent of an IRS is around the world, they are not set up to do this. So that's why they have to monitor and audit our bank accounts to see when we actually realize those profits and turn that crypto gain into fiat, and then they have the power to then audit us and take what they think.
That's why I'm so excited about this whole DeFi movement, so decentralized finance, because there are so many platforms where you can actually purchase crypto, purchase Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then you can take loans against your crypto. Like, you never actually have to sell and realize those gains, and those loans that you get are non-taxable.
Coinbase has a nice little button right there as you scroll through on their homepage. You load the app and you scroll through. And it's like, borrow up to so much against Bitcoin.
There are these over-collateralized loans that you can get on apps like BlockFi or Celsius, and you can get a 1% loan.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Like a 1% interest rate loan. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a loan in fiat.
Yeah. And without all you have to do is put up your Bitcoin as collateral.
Right.
And, agree to pay it back. And it's all executed through smart contracts.
So cool.
Interesting. That's why
finally getting away from the banks,
but they're not. They're trying to route. They're trying to lasso it like it's a.
Well, that's why they have the talking heads who think they have any kind of authority in this space, like a Hillary Clinton. Like, who would listen to her for any kind of advice?
No, she's been wrong.
She's never owned a business in her life. She's always been on the government tit, and it's that's not a person of significance when it comes down to this. So, in my opinion,
speaking of politics,
talking out of her ass.
The Biden administration has reappointed.
Talking out of your ass. Nice segue.
The Biden administration has reappointed Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. So they're reinstating him. So he is now going to be serving another term. How do you guys think he's done so far? I mean, he's kind of just dealing with this shitty situation.
Well, he was
right?
good up until 2018, and then he just kept pumping up the interest rates a little bit, and then. He threw a little wrench in the economy, slowed it down just a little bit, and then he stopped. He went too far with that.
I don't know. Until we actually get somebody who understands this new economy, they're all leaning on their,
it's old school. It's an old school mentality.
All of them
it's the old guard.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is rotating people who had known what's worked in the past. What we need is fresh ideas and fresh blood for people to actually come in there and say no. Go ahead.
Here's the problem, and we saw it. And I don't want to get into difference in administrations. You saw under the past administration under Trump, he brought in business leaders. He brought in people that weren't professors from academia. He had actual business leaders, CEOs, corporate types. The last two, including this one, they're all from academia, where it's all theory. It's things they read in a book, and the things they apply just doesn't help. You could see what's happened. He put the brakes on everything. High regulations, high taxes. And what does it do? It just puts the brakes on everything, and then it really squeezes the middle class. And here they want to help the middle class and lower. And, they kept saying the Trump tax breaks for the rich, but apparently now this new infrastructure bill has more incentives for the rich. So they're all talking. We get squeezed with these administrators, with these academia types.
Well, they're looking out for their type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they sit around a faculty room.
It's elites looking to keep the elites elite.
Yeah, but they're clueless. I mean, they're just clueless because they couldn't run a hot dog stand.
Well, that's why the government's in debt. Yeah. Any other business that was in that much debt would. First of all, nobody's going to be, employed by an employer that has that much debt. No bank is going to loan to a business in that much debt. So only the government gets away with all this, tax and spend. And honestly, anybody else running a company like the government runs itself would be fired a long time ago and probably ousted in that community, in that industry. Forever. And they would have no career.
I mean, we've seen so much waste. There's just so much waste.
Okay, so we're going to close out our political segment.
Thank you, Jennifer.
By talking about one last last thing. So this is just bringing everything back to crypto because this is the crypto show. So the Constitution has been auctioned, and there was an organization, a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization called Constitution DAO. And if you would like to know more about what DAOs are, you can watch our previous episode that we did with our guests from Time DAO, where we really deep dived and pretty much went into the layers of the decentralized autonomous organization and how they have this whole governance protocol that incentivizes everybody to be honest. But this DAO raised money in hopes to be able to bid on the Constitution, and unfortunately, there was a hedge fund that did outbid them, and I think it was like around $40 million that they were able to bid.
Why are we auctioning off a sacred document?
Well, I think that we're in so much debt that we needed to raise
money.
So
we're just gonna sell our most sacred of all. I mean, what are we a country? We're not even a country if we don't even have some of these sacred documents that we actually build laws and legislature from.
But again, we got to go back to politics because what we're seeing now, we don't have borders. We're not protecting the people that the Constitution says it should be protecting. When we're looking at
apparently America's been for sale for a long time.
Oh well, that started early I think it was under Was it Clinton when he started selling? They started
Well,
selling
no,
New York
it's
to the Japanese.
this has been going on since we've been off the gold standard.
That was Nixon, yeah.
Since we haven't had any gold of our own, we haven't been a real country. We've been a corporation. We've been sold out over and over again, and now even our documents are up for grabs. And 40 million, really? We couldn't get more than that? We're at 28, not 29, now 35, however trillion in debt. We couldn't get at least 1 trillion.
Well, I think eBay got a piece of that action.
Whatever it is.
I don't know.
This whole thing is just it's mind-boggling. I would have loved to see a DAO and not a hedge fund.
Yeah.
Like why would we let an individual? I mean, at least a DAO has some, like you said, it's based on
community.
Some kind of community, some kind of trust, and now, I mean, we've seen what hedge funds guys do. They're not the most credulous kind of people. They're going to sell it to who? China for the top dollar.
Yeah, China's going to buy the Constitution.
Make 10% on it. Yeah, and they'll burn it.
And then she'll tell us.
And then they'll replace it with.
She's already telling us what to do.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. Well, lots of things to ponder.
See, I didn't
here.
throw Hunter in there because I could have threw a Hunter reference in there, but I'm not.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
And all of a sudden it did appear.
All right. Lots of things to think about here. What a great first segment. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to talk about who can do the best marketing in crypto. Cryptocurrency can be confusing and hard. At Space Coast Crypto Consulting, we make cryptocurrency easy for you to learn and understand. In a world of uncertainty and out-of-control central banks, it's our mission to empower you with the knowledge that you need to confidently control and grow your own crypto portfolio. Call now to begin your crypto journey. 321-412-4021. That's Space Coast Crypto Consulting at 321-412-4021.
Hey, everybody, we are back. What a exciting first half we had. Jennifer's keeping us in line today. She's keeping us on track, huh, Jesse? She's not letting us slide.
Well, she's doing her best.
She's doing her best to keep us...
Hey, like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification just to make sure that you get... The crypto market moves fast. And with the Crypto Wave podcast, we keep you one step ahead.
Yep,
So, like and
CNBC
subscribe.
continues to borrow our headlines and our topics.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're welcome, CNBC, for giving you your content of the week.
Yeah, there you go. So what do we got the second half, Jennifer? We're going to talk about what? Best marketing for crypto?
Fortune favors the brave. That's what Matt Damon says in his commercial with Crypto.com. So Crypto.com has acquired, has paid $700 million for the historic Staples Center. And so Crypto.com is renaming this the Crypto.com Arena. So this is the largest naming rights deal in history. So the Staples Center is a place where the LA Lakers play, right?
Yes.
And where they film the Grammys and...
I don't know if they filmed the Grammys. I think they used that...
but it's a venue that's highly used. Highly used. They did a Michael Jackson tribute there.
Yeah. It's used for the Grammys.
Is it for the Grammys?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I was thinking the Academy Awards is the... other...
whatever it is. It's in LA.
It's in LA. It's huge. It's huge.
It's a
huge.
monument.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorts.
And so they have paid $700 million. Now, this is a huge amount that they're paying over so many years.
It's enormous.
So they have also partnered with things like Formula One and Aston Martin, and so they're just getting their brand awareness and their name out en masse. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Crypto.com's native token, CRO, the CRO token, has been pumping today.
Pumping, yes.
25%?
Yeah.
40%?
100, no. Well, I mean, over the past 7 days, it's up over 100%.
Yeah, over the 7 days,
huge.
Yeah, I'm going to
so
check it
so
right
no,
now.
it's doubled. But yeah, today it was in the top 3 of the movers in green.
Movers in green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up 116%, 21% for the day, 116% for the week. So it's right at 90 cents. And I would like to just share with everybody that I'm a proud holder of the CRO token.
I do have CRO as well.
I have that.
High five.
I have a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Jennifer, our consultant.
My $5 became $6.60.
Nice. We're styling.
Yes. I'm getting that yacht tomorrow, dude.
So I am a holder of the Crypto.com credit card. And it's a debit card, but it gives you back rewards paid in crypto.
Big rewards.
Yes. And so in order to maximize those rewards to get a higher percentage back, you actually had to hold the CRO token. So the more that you hold, the better rewards that you get. And so I have had several purchases of CRO throughout the past year or two. And so my entry price is very, very low, actually.
So what color card do you have? Because
I have the Ruby card.
The Ruby. So that's what, $400 in holdings?
Yes. Yes.
And it's like 5% or something cash back, and and all these other spiffs. And then
they also pay your Netflix subscription and a Spotify subscription, which I do not capitalize on either of those. I need to do that.
What?
Well, Netflix has some good stuff coming up, some good Christmas shows. Christmas Chronicles. Kurt Russell is the best Santa.
Christmas Chronicles.
And that was a good movie. But I was looking at the Obsidian, which is like a $4,000 minimum holding. But anyway, they have the different, it's just like, I guess, any other incentive. They have like a silver, and then you can choose from ruby, emerald, and blue, and then like a sapphire, ruby, and whatever, So you have the emerald, ruby, and sapphire, and then the obsidian, which is the black card. Your black card. Yeah. So of course everybody wants that, right? So, but they all reward you on how much of the holdings you have, and depending on how much, you get more and more of these incentives. So yeah, great card. By the way, oh man, I'll have it on me once again. I was going to show you guys last time, but I got my Coinbase card.
Yes.
So I got my Coinbase card, and again, I could, if I'm in a jam, I could sell any of my holdings for fiat and buy my own gas.
That only comes in a pretty blue color.
And it is a pretty blue.
There are so many different products that are being offered that have such great incentives, like the Coinbase and the Crypto.com. Then there's also these centralized exchanges that offer different staking rewards and stuff. So I'm just going to plug myself here. Space Coast Crypto Consulting. I help you to identify the best and most effective and trusted ways that you can make sure that you're maximizing your gains, because there are so many different platforms. It's kind of hard to filter through the noise. And so I work with clients specifically to say, okay, I have this, this, and that, and you can earn this much on this platform, and this much on this one, and this much on this one. And, some of them are more difficult to execute, but will pay out higher rewards. And some of them, so you kind of have to outweigh, okay, what's the risk that this one offers versus the reward, and see what works. But there's a lot of really amazing ways that you can really maximize your gains.
Yeah, and not for nothing, staking, people are getting a lot of rewards for that. You're starting to see, going back to El Salvador, where they have the bonds very closely related to that, or the city coins. Miami, now New York, have both done that. They're getting $5 million, $10 million of interest. People are staking. They're buying their own. I forget what the equivalent of that a stack. So you own a stack, or you bid on anyway. So there's so many different ways to participate. I, for once, have ETH 2.0 or whatever it is, and that's a staking coin. And so I'm earning 4.5% on that. I have Tezos, which is also staking at 4.5%. And if I held USD in Coinbase, that's another 1%. So you could actually stake up to 10% in Coinbase with just, again, buying and holding. So I don't know where else you're going to earn 10%, but I am. And even though it doesn't mean a whole lot, I'm still participating.
Then there's the whole stable coin market that you can earn, 10, 15% up on just for holding these stable assets that are pegged either to other assets, to cryptos, or even pegged to the dollar.
But go ahead.
I was going to say, we're moving a little fast here. For those who are tuning in and still learning, that's the key that people don't really understand about the staking and about the interest rate that you make on these tokens or coins that we're buying. It's not like it's better than the bank, and that's why banks are getting pissed. Think about what you're making on a little bit of money. I mean,
banks have been ripping us off. I don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for these.
I'm just using that in general. I mean, I don't feel bad for them.
Money markets, are not a thing.
No,
CDs are not a thing.
Right. This is what I'm saying. I mean, people are looking to put their monies elsewhere. So, I mean, you and I are not big investors in this, but you know, you put $100 down and you get in 6% on $100. $100 in the bank is what? What do you get? A penny?
If I get $4.50 a year to stake $100, you know, but. Listen, if some of you are listening and you have $1 million to stake,
God bless you.
You know, that's $45,000 a year.
Yeah,
just for letting it sit there. You know, that's
right.
an annual income
Right.
for people.
That's what I'm trying to say for folks that are thinking about getting into why. What does it do? Well, that's another investment portion.
Yeah, it's a way to cash flow.
The interest. It's the interest rate. It's what do they call that? Passive income.
Passive income. So you can have cash flow on your assets that are just
just let the principal sit and you know.
And you see that a lot when you're when you start reading about crypto. You're reading more and more about passive income. So look at these tokens and coins that are high interest. This is where Jennifer comes in, and she can lead you in that direction. Like Tezos was one. I mean, I got a little bit in that, but you look at the amount of interest you get. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're all different. I mean, some of them are APY, some of them are APR. So those are things you have to pay attention as well.
Right. So anyway, it's a very exciting time, and thankfully I get to sit across from Jennifer and do this show. So I've been picking up a lot of things, and I promise you, if you give her a call, you will too.
Yes, because I texted her late last night over something, and after this, she's going to have to fix it for me. Because it's not easy.
I don't get late night calls anymore, Joey.
I texted you this morning and asked about your food.
Early
you
morning
did, yes.
I made sure he got fed today.
All right. Well, to close things out.
We're done? Holy cow, that was fast.
One more story. To
close
things out,
okay.
there is yet another athlete that's going to be accepting Bitcoin as payment. So his name is Odell.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham.
He's taking his contract, I guess his existing contract when he got traded from the Cleveland Browns to the LA Rams. He's taking the remaining portion of his contract and taking it in Bitcoin. Which,
you know, Bitcoin is the $50,000 bill.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So when you're handling, and this has been a shortcoming of fiat, because the highest denomination is a $100 bill. Okay? And I've seen, you know, the 1,000 and 5,000, but that's not real. So in order to get 50,000 cash, it's like a briefcase. So instead of carrying a briefcase full of, you know, every 50,000 that you have, you get one Bitcoin. And so it's a much larger.
How big is that?
What's that?
How big is one Bitcoin?
I don't know. Whatever in
size.
Oh, well, it's not tangible. So that's a great thing.
Yeah.
It's just intellectual property.
So it is easily transferred.
key.
And again, you don't have to. There's no maximums. You know, I think a bank. You know, they're gonna audit you if you try to deposit anything over $10,000. You know, where'd it come from? Who gave it to you? Did you earn it? How'd you earn it? You know, and all these other things. Whereas if you're getting, you know, millions of dollars in a buyout, for instance, why wouldn't you take large denominations such as Bitcoin? You know, I mean, if you were getting paid, you know, a little bit lesser, like say $100,000, maybe instead of taking 2 Bitcoin, you want lesser denominations. So you would take however many, like 20 ETH or Ethereum for those who aren't familiar.
On a side note, it is going to be paid out through Cash App. And so Cash App does offer crypto the way that the NFL doesn't actually pay in Bitcoin. So they have it set up to be some sort of a direct deposit where they will pay in fiat and then convert, Cash App will convert that to Bitcoin to be paid out. So it'll kind of intercept before it actually comes to him. But it is a deal that he has made with Cash App. So it's also like a promotional deal with Cash App and crypto at the same time, just to bring crypto awareness as well. So
absolutely,
it's kind of a double. He's probably getting paid even more to take that payment from Cash App.
Yeah. So I have a Cash App card, by the way, too, and a Venmo card.
Wow.
All of which
a card collector.
All of which. Well, Venmo gives me Cash App or Cash Back, and the Cash App, of course, I hold crypto there too, and so why wouldn't I have an ability to, if I'm in a jam, instead of going in debt, I already have my holdings on these cards, and they're already earning, you know, and then if I do have to sell it and get the fiat, you know, back to me in some kind of emergency situation, I have the ability to do that. And I can swipe the card, pay for the gas, like I said, pay a bill, and so on and so forth. So it just, again, people are always asking, well, how do I spend Bitcoin? How do I spend, crypto? If I make $10,000 on my $1,000 investment, for instance, which is what we talk about all the time, how you could do that, then how do I get it back? Well, that's how you do it. You hold it in an app that has some kind of fiat capability, like a debit card, and when you need that $1,000 or $50 or whatever else, you just transfer it. You sell it back into USD, and it's available on your card. So it's just a handy tool when you're, again, in a pinch, or you just want to take your winnings and move on and reinvest, or again, help a family member out, pay off your college loans, whatever else.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great point. It's a great, there's so many cool products out there that are just moving us towards this crypto hyper Bitcoinization world.
And they're coming faster and faster. I mean, the stuff that's hit just in the week, what we talked about, we didn't really talk about NFTs too much this week, but look at how much.
Well, Odell does own a cypherpunk NFT, so there you go.
And now the TV commercial, we try and talk about popular culture and all this too, because we started with Doogie Howser and
I've never talked about
the guy who
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, him.
So
and Matt Damon, and now there was a commercial the other day for NFTs with the dinosaurs.
Right.
Oh.
But Gary Vee, all these other guys, they're all talking about NFTs and the promise. You have guys like Mark Cuban, are very excited about the utility of what they could do. One popular one that everybody's talking about are the Bored Apes. You're seeing some of these apes now being consumed by, some of our NBA players, and they're putting their NFT ape as their profile pic on Twitter, and now you're in this exclusive club, which again, the utility is being able to be invited to very exclusive parties, yacht, cruises or whatever else. It's a very exclusive club. But it's just an example of, some of the utility is a novelty. It's just to be someone who is included in a certain, community. And again, these Bored Apes are going for, 8, 9 ETH, 30 ETH. Yeah. We're talking about $130,000, $150,000 a piece.
Right. I was just trying to get back to the point of Jesse a few weeks ago during one of our shows, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, when Jesse said, wait till this hit mainstream, and then we had all these commercials hit, and now we've been talking NFTs, and now all of a sudden on Saturday morning was an NFT commercial. So
it's just
we're calling it.
So that's all I'm saying. It's slowly hitting the mainstream, slowly more and more. And
not nothing. We do have a professional here on the show.
Yes,
and so it's not like we're talking about speculation or hypotheticals. These are things that are happening in real time. We bring it to you.
Right.
And if it shows up in the material world a week after we broadcast, well, it's only because we got the finger on the pulse, man. You got to listen to this show, and then you'll be in the know.
So crypto is a fast-moving, fast-paced environment, and with the Crypto Wave podcast, we keep you one step ahead.
The world is moving fast, and you have to. What did Ferris Bueller say? Ferris Bueller had a quote about moving fast, and
it's less about moving fast, and life comes to you pretty quickly, and if you don't slow down, you're gonna miss it.
And that's exactly what's
happening.
happening.
A paraphrase.
And
that's not
a paraphrase.
A direct
right, but it's close. But that's exactly what crypto's starting to happen. Jennifer wants us to all say goodbye, and we want to thank you all for tuning in with us.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning into the Crypto Wave podcast. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Find us on YouTube, and don't forget to share us where you watch us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.